Welcome to Talk on Nevada. I'm Andy Matthews, your host. This week we're talking with Patrick Gibbons, an education policy analyst at the Nevada Policy Research Institute. Patrick, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
I want to talk a little bit about the legislative session and more specifically what the impact is on education here in the Silver State. Give us an overview of what the legislature did, what kind of action it took in the past few months on the education issue.
The main focus this legislative session has been on how much to fund education, because we had talked so much about this budget crisis, or how much revenue the state would be taking in and how much they actually wanted to increase spending. There wasn't really any time to take into account the necessary education reform that we want to see to improve the quality of education in the state. So we're going to be seeing about a $40 increase in per pupil spending from the state's distributed account this year, or this coming school year, and then another $140 next year.
Were there any reforms, Patrick, that had a genuine chance of passing during this session?
Well, there was Stephen Horsford's Senate Bill 330, and there was Barbara Sagaski's Alternative Teacher Certification Bill, and then there was a charter school reform bill that was in place.
Tell us a little bit about the bill that Senator Horsford introduced.
Well, 330 would have fundamentally altered the hierarchy of education in Nevada in a way that would have made the education leadership less resistant to change for education reform in the state.
And how about Senator Sagaski's bill regarding teacher certification?
Sagaski's bill would have created an alternative teacher certification program that would allow would-be teaching professionals to join the ranks without having to jump through so many costly hoops. One of the big benefits of this is that research shows that we could get a higher quality teacher workforce while also increasing the diversity of the teacher profession in Nevada.
Now, that charter school issue is one that I know that you've looked at a lot at MPRI. Tell us a little bit about that effort.
The charter school reform bill in the Assembly would have reformed the makeup of the charter school board, but in the Senate they wanted to go a little further. They wanted to create a charter school institute, which would have been a sponsor of charter schools, relieving the State Board of Education from its responsibility. The Senate and the Assembly could not agree on this, so the bill essentially died.
So basically, it sounds like what you're saying is we got a lot of talk and a lot of focus on education spending levels, but nothing really in the way of education reform. If you're a Nevada parent, what should you expect to see in terms of educational quality in the next couple of years, given what happened in the legislative session?
While we're going to see an increase in per pupil spending over the next 2 years, parents shouldn't expect to see the quality of education in the Silver State to increase. Nevada's legislature hasn't made any fundamental changes to the way public education operates.
Of course, we all hope that the educational situation in Nevada does improve. Sadly, it sounds like from what you're saying we're in for more of the same. Well, that does it for this week's edition of Talk on Nevada. I want to thank Patrick Gibbons for joining us. And of course, I want to thank all of you for tuning in. I urge you to check us out on the web, mpri.org, for more information on this issue and more private solutions to public challenges facing our Silver State. Thank you. We'll see you next week.